The Trump shooter. That's what they're calling him now. The man who walked into that crowded rally, gun in hand, and opened fire. The man who single-handedly changed the course of history with one pull of the trigger. Some call him a hero, a martyr for their cause. They say he was fighting against tyranny, against oppression. They say he was standing up for what he believed in, no matter the cost. Others call him a monster, a madman driven by hate and anger. They say he was a terrorist, a threat to society. They say he was a coward, attacking innocent people who were simply exercising their right to free speech. But who was he really? What drove him to commit such a heinous act? Was he a troubled soul pushed to the brink by a lifetime of injustices and hardships? Or was he a cold, calculated killer, plotting his attack for months, waiting for the perfect moment to strike? The truth may never be known. Glam Talks brings exclusive content about the Trump shooter. In the quiet suburb of Bethel Park, Pennsylvania, a chilling event unfolded that shocked the nation. Thomas Matthew Crooks, a young man from this small community, opened fire on former President Donald Trump during a campaign rally in Butler, Pennsylvania. Armed with a semi-automatic AR-15 rifle, Crooks unleashed chaos, leaving one audience member dead and 2 others wounded before being fatally shot by a Secret Service sniper. This 20-year-old, who once seemed like an ordinary kitchen worker, had a hidden darkness. In his hometown, neighbors and acquaintances struggled to reconcile the quiet young man they knew with the person responsible for this horrific act. The FBI identified Crooks through DNA and facial recognition, revealing that he had no previous signs of violent tendencies. Graduating with high honors from the Community College of Allegheny, Crooks was a registered Republican with a seemingly normal life. Yet he also made a small donation to a liberal campaign group, hinting at an inner conflict. Crooks' father purchased the weapon used in the attack, but how it ended up in his son's hands remains unclear. On the day of the rally, Crooks bought a box of ammunition, preparing for the violence that was to come. As Crooks stood on a rooftop, aiming at the former president, the rally turned into a nightmare. Despite public alerts, he managed to shoot, causing chaos and panic. Trump himself narrowly escaped death, his ear grazed by a bullet. Investigators discovered suspicious devices in Crooks' vehicle, adding another layer of terror to the event. Bomb technicians were called in, highlighting the potential for even greater devastation. As the investigation unfolds, the FBI is tirelessly working to uncover Crooks' motive. His phone and other digital evidence are being examined, but the reasons behind his actions remain a mystery. In the aftermath, Crooks' family is left in shock, cooperating with investigators, but grappling with the unimaginable reality. His father, who called police after the shooting, is struggling to understand what led his son to commit such a heinous act. Classmates and community members describe Crooks as a quiet, intelligent individual, with some recalling his passion for history and conservative views. Yet, his involvement in this violent act leaves them bewildered. The victims of the shooting are remembered with sorrow. Corey Comperator, a 50-year-old volunteer fire chief, died a hero, protecting his family. 2 other men, David Dutch and James Copenhaver, are recovering from their injuries. As the community of Bethel Park tries to process this tragedy, the sense of safety in their quiet neighborhood is shattered. The investigation continues, with law enforcement determined to uncover the truth behind Thomas Matthew Crooks' deadly actions. But one thing is certain: his actions have had far-reaching consequences. The rally he targeted was meant to be a celebration, a gathering of like-minded individuals coming together to support their chosen leader. But instead, it became a scene of chaos and carnage, a nightmare that will haunt the survivors for the rest of their days. And what of the man himself? What became of the Trump shooter after he pulled the trigger? Some say he was killed in the ensuing chaos, cut down by the very people he sought to destroy. Others say he escaped, disappearing into the night, leaving behind a trail of destruction in his wake. But wherever he is now, one thing is certain: the Trump shooter will go down in history as a symbol of the times in which we live. A symbol of division, of hatred, of violence. A symbol of everything that is wrong with our society, our world. And as we pick up the pieces in the aftermath of his attack, we are left to wonder what will become of us. Will we learn from this tragedy, coming together in unity and peace? Or will we continue down the path of destruction, tearing each other apart in the name of politics and power?